In this world we live in, there are some people who are just extraordinary. You could say amazing. Certain individuals whose athleticism is unfathomable to what others can imagine. And these special people have a skill set that is so remarkable that it allows them to be great leaders for the masses. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Spider.
Hey everyone.
Wait, not that one. Donovan Mitchell, aka Spider.
What the
D. Mitch, since the moment he's entered the league, has proven to so many people that he doesn't fear anyone and is ready for what any challenge is put in front of him. And with the Utah Jazz, he's become their go-to guy, leader, and a player that has proven to be one of the best young players in the NBA right now. Shit, he could be Spider-Man. But with the play of D. Mitch and the play of the Utah Jazz in this season, they're among the few teams that might make a run at the Larry O'Brien Trophy at the end of the year. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, put your mask on. Let's get right into the video. Before we get into how great D. Mitch has been, we gotta highlight how insane the Utah Jazz have been on the court this year. Now look, I know a lot of NBA media members hate talking about the Utah Jazz and think they're not as exciting as other teams, but when you're ranked #1 in offense and top 5 in defense in the entire association, that's gotta garner some respect. Sitting at 3rd in the Western Conference with a record of 22-9, the Utah Jazz are in the same tier of the contenders in the Western Conference that include the Golden State Warriors and the Phoenix Suns, and we know how good those guys are. Though they haven't played either of those teams yet, those games are going to be the biggest test for Utah to determine if they can hang with the top elite teams in the Western Conference. And with their secondary star in Rudy Gobert, he's looked like a Defensive Player of the Year leader this year, and is averaging 15 and 15 on 71% shooting. I might have to delete some of my memes. But back to D. Mitch. Spider has been doing what he always does every season, which is put up great scoring performances on pretty good efficiency. In his 5 seasons in the NBA, he's put up over 20 points per game on 43% shooting from the field. Yes, that's including his rookie season. He's been that good. But in this season right now, he's averaging 25 points per game, 3.8 rebounds, 5 assists on 45% shooting from the field, 34% from 3, and 86% from the free throw line. And his effective field goal percentage at 53.8 is a career high as of right now. And during the month of December, D. Mitch was averaging close to 30 points a game. The Jazz went on to go 8-0 during that span. Whenever D. Mitch is playing at an elite level, it just propels the Utah Jazz to a different level, and his performance on the court translates to a positive play for his teammates. It's honestly crazy to think that the Jazz have really found a leader at such a young age that could potentially lead them to the promised land. But many fans and critics think he's underrated, which might be the case. Despite his phenomenal rookie season back in 2018, he didn't win Rookie of the Year. We know who won. Yeah. Which is kind of unfortunate because Spider went into the playoffs that year as a rookie and showed that he elevates his game in a postseason atmosphere. Players like Trae Young, Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker get praised and are often covered and talked about, but we tend to forget that D. Mitch is just as good. Never looking at the stats, D. Mitch is a totally different player in the playoffs, and arguably better than some of his peers in the months of late April and May. And probably the most disrespectful thing that has occurred, Donovan Mitchell, leading the Jazz to the #1 seed in the West and having a career year, wasn't selected to an All-NBA team. He did get injured to close out the regular season, but in my view, you can't hold that against a guy who's the best player on the best team in the Western Conference with the best record. But in this season, where the Jazz have made some improvements, D. Mitch needs his respect and most certainly is one of the best players this league has to offer. You take him off this team, and the Jazz wouldn't see any of the success that they've enjoyed over the past few years. If they want to reach that ultimate level of success this year, which is an NBA title, we'll have to rely on Donovan Mitchell heavily. We all know how the Jazz can look good in the regular season and look normal in the playoffs, despite Mitchell's elite play. But something has to change. Not making it to the conference finals at the lowest would be a complete failure of a season, and will be used to summarize how the Jazz have been for years. Good, but never good enough. And that's been the case with so many teams, but the Jazz don't want to fall into that category. Going into 2022, the Jazz will be the team that has the most to prove as their star franchise player. Donovan Mitchell will be the player that has a lot to prove to everyone. We know we can shoot the ball from deep and put you on the poster at a moment's notice. The offensive skill set is all there, and it's coming together. And if he takes another step in the right direction, Donovan will most certainly put the Jazz in a very good situation to win it all. Sounds crazy, but we know how great players perform, and the Spider is a great player developing right before our eyes. Like what every single Spider has heard, with great power comes great responsibility. And the Spider has taken on the challenge and has done well so far. What do y'all think? Where does Donovan Mitchell rank amongst the young talent in the NBA? And do you think he could be one of the faces of the NBA in the future? Let me know in the comment section, where does he rank right now in the entire NBA. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I'm pretty sure you'll find something you'll enjoy. Road to 1K coming soon. Until then, stay on beat.